Hello, welcome to Firearms of America, and in this video I will show you how to properly adjust a shoulder holster rig. As you can see, I have a brand new, still with the tags. Actually the tag fell somewhere, but I had it. DeSantis New York Undercover, and it's currently just hanging on me because it is on the same exact setting as I have received it. Haven't done any adjustment yet. The best way, the easiest way to have it adjusted, and you probably already seen it, is to have someone adjust it on you. Of course, duh, right? people, it's called buddy system. People measure it on you, they adjust it properly, and you are good to go. But what if you don't have a buddy? What if you're lonely? What if you don't have any friends? So, the best way, if you're by yourself, to adjust, obviously you're gonna need to use mirrors. You wanna have a mirror, probably two, so that you can see the back, because one of the most important parts of your shoulder holster rig is where the back plate is sitting. And judging by this mirror right here, reflection, it seems kind of straight, and that's where approximately where you want it. You don't want it to be too high on your neck, right? Because that will give you too much stress. You will definitely feel it on your neck, especially if you're carrying a heavier gun like myself. It's a 1911 6-hour Nightmare. So you want it a little bit lower. Typically it is recommended to have that back plate in the middle of the shoulder blades, but it really comes down to the preference, because for me personally, the existing shoulder holster rig that I use, I actually carry it a little bit higher, probably somewhere here, but we will see. It really depends on the shoulder holster rig that you're using. So let's start with the adjustment. Now let me remove my gun from here. And I want to point out a few things. Most of the times, well, that is if you don't have it already assembled like this. As you can see, it is already pre-assembled. It is not adjusted, but it is pre-assembled. Some of the holsters, like for example, the one from Galco, the Miami one, they do come completely disassembled. So you do have to put it all together. If that is the case with you, then make sure to put it on the biggest possible setting. And we will go from there, because here right now it's not really on the biggest setting, but it's on the second setting after the biggest one. And this is what I want you to do. We're gonna start adjusting it gradually. Obviously this was really big on me, so I can probably go 3 adjustments up, and we're gonna do it on each side, and we're gonna remember how many of the adjustment configurations we're moving up. So this is where it was. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna put it on the third. Now this particular holster, and I'm gonna make a separate review on this. As you can see, the adjustment is very simple. It's a button that you take out, and you basically just place it in the next one. Very simple, no tools are necessary. Compared to, for example, the one from Acre that I have, also excellent shoulder holster system. Here the adjustment a little bit more permanent in a way, because it actually utilizes the screws, the Chicago style screws. So you do need a screwdriver to get that adjusted. So we go 3 up, right? Keep in mind how much up you're going, and we're gonna do it on each side. So this is the front side of the holster side, this is the back side of the holster side. I'm gonna adjust this. So same thing. So it was here, 1, 2, and on the third one. And the reason why I'm doing this definitely takes more time than simply somehow managing to adjust it on yourself, right? But the reason why I'm doing it is because I actually seen people who mess up the configuration so much that they completely lost the balance between the holster and the magazine pouch. And whenever you do that, whenever you lose that balance, you do end up with the plate being either more on the left or more on the right. So the distribution of the weight completely messes up, really. And you know, it's obviously you feel it, you know, on the comfort level, and of course, you know, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Okay, so same thing on the magazine pouch side. We're gonna move it 3 up. If you notice here, there are actually a couple of ways to do it in this particular holster. Here you can remove the button completely, and instead of putting it, I'll show you right now closer on the camera. Here, as you can see, you can either have the button on the very top of your strap, right, in the adjustment, or you can have a button here. So basically, the compromise, the difference is, right now in this configuration, you still can adjust it back. For example, for somebody else, for a bigger guy who wants to use your holster, I don't know, maybe you're sharing it with somebody, right? So you still have that extra, but you do have all that extra flapping around, first of all, and second of all, kind of a tripping hazard in a way, right? Not a big deal, but still. Or you can have this button placed here, so now you have much less of the stuff flopping around, and cut off the excess leather, which that's what I'm personally gonna do. Just for the demonstration purposes in this video, I'm doing it this way to show you, but this is definitely what I'm gonna do later whenever I adjust it properly. I'm gonna place the button all the way down and then cut off the excess. So now that we're done with that, let's put it on and see how that feels, how that looks. Now, because we adjusted it proportionally, in a way, right? Still big, but because we adjusted it proportionally, I can be sure 100% that this backplate is where it is supposed to be. Not on the left, not on the right, but exactly where it needs to be. Now, as you can see, it still is a little bit big, so I can adjust. Probably, I will try going 1 up on each side, same way, 1 up on the front, on the back, and then on the magazine pouch, 1 up on the front, 1 up on the back. And then you keep adjusting it until it is perfect. You get the point. But the goal is to have your magazine holster, to have it about 2-3 inches right underneath your armpit. So it's really very close, and you're kind of holding both the magazine pouch and the holster. So let's keep on going and we will see where we get. And it's exactly the same thing you're gonna do if you have Chicago style screws. Obviously you can see how with Chicago style screws it might be a little bit more time consuming because you have to unscrew and screw it back each time, but you only need to do it once. You get a brand new shoulder holster system, you adjust it once, and that's it. Now one of the biggest mistakes probably that it's not really a mistake. Again, I don't want to say that there is an absolutely right way to do it. There is a more or less correct way, and there probably is an incorrect way, especially when your plate is to the left or to the right. But the big one that I most of the time see is people carrying holster and magazine pouch too low. And whenever you carry it too low, it really takes away not only from the comfort level, but the practicality of a good shoulder holster system. Because the whole idea is to have your gun nicely, comfortably ready for you in a very good position, right? Without it flapping around. But whenever you have it hanging, that's exactly what happens. It's flapping around. All right, so let me get closer to the camera. Should be straight. All right, now I still got decent amount of space, and if you notice, my magazine pouch is hanging a little bit lower, so I'm getting closer to a good position of the holster itself, but I feel like my magazine pouch is hanging a little bit too low. So I'm gonna adjust one more, I would say one more on the shoulder holster, and then one more on the magazine pouch, and again we will see how that comes out. I think I can get it one more higher. Let's do that. All right, and let's put it on. Okay, so this is feeling much more like it. Put in my gun. All right, this is feeling much better. A little bit closer to where I want it to be. Now, one thing I wanted to make sure that I mention here in this video. Whenever you're done with the adjustment, don't rush to cut off these extra pieces of leather that you now have. You might be tempted to, because they are pretty annoying whenever you're wearing it, but make sure to keep them and wear your holster for, you know, a couple of days at least. And if you were happy, because you never know, you don't want to cut it off right now and then you feel like you do want to make it a little bit bigger and now you don't have that extra. So this is the best way to adjust a holster. Again, this will save you from that problem that a lot of people having, especially people who are new to shoulder holster rigs, is they just start adjusting it on them randomly, right? Without doing it gradually like I showed you in this video, and it throws off balance. Your magazine pouch starts hanging out in the front, the back plate is somewhere on the left, and you don't know what happened and you don't know how to bring it back. And of course, because we don't have a buddy to help us adjust it properly, you know, it becomes a little bit more complicated. So hopefully this video was useful. Again, this is my brand new DeSantis New York Undercover. If you want to see a review on this holster, also a big holster, specifically shoulder holster system comparison video, make sure to subscribe, because these videos, they will be coming this way soon. Thank you very much guys for watching. Hopefully this was useful. I'll see you guys in the next video.